Well, now we've got the actual video out of the way, let's do the intro.
Hi guys, Elliot here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Wheel of Time. What's the Wheel of Time, Elliot? Well, let me tell you what the Wheel of Time is. The Wheel of Time... How many times can I say the Wheel of Time in 30 seconds? The Wheel of Time is a high fantasy series created by Robert Jordan. The first book came out in 1990. It's called Eye of the World. Worth checking out if you like fantasy. Worth checking out if you like good books. The series was concluded in 2013, 23 years later, by another author, Brandon Sanderson, because sadly Robert Jordan passed away in 2007 with 3 of the books yet to be published. But he left a huge pile of notes for Brandon Sanderson, who, I think it's quite widely agreed, finished the series fantastically. And the good news is, The Wheel of Time is coming to television. Amazon Studios have teamed up with Sony to create the series. It's going to come out on Amazon Prime, probably next year in 2021. So if you're a fan of fantasy, if you like Game of Thrones, The Witcher, Lord of the Rings, The Wheel of Time has the potential to be the one fantasy series to rule them all. And if that pitch wasn't enough to convince you, then stay tuned because I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should be excited for the Wheel of Time TV series. Number 1, it's finished. This may seem like a bit of an obvious point, but think back to when Game of Thrones started to dip in quality. Some would say season 7, I would say season 5, but the short answer is when the showrunners ran out of source material. And you can't run out of source material with The Wheel of Time because it's done, it's finished, it's all wrapped up. We have the ending, and spoiler warning, it's a good ending. So if you're the type of person who needs a guarantee before you jump into a TV series, invest in the characters, research the lore, write your own fan fiction, that might just be me, then feel free to jump headfirst into the Wheel of Time without landing in a big pile of improvised, character-contrived crap. Ugh. Remember when you thought the High Sparrow had like a big sinister master plan that you couldn't wait to find out, and then he just kind of blew up? Yeah, that's not going to happen with the Wheel of Time. It's future-proof, unless the series gets cancelled. In which case, there's always the books. The second reason you should be super excited for this series, especially if you're a fan of fantasy, is just the world of the Wheel of Time is amazing. Robert Jordan was a huge man for detail. It's probably the only criticism I have of the books. There's just so much detail, to the point where I feel a little bit sorry for the costume developers of the new TV series, because even if they get like a button on someone's coat wrong, the hardcore fans are going to be able to go back into the books, check that, and call them out on it. But the real strength of fantasy as a genre is in its ability to create worlds. Robert Jordan took a lot of inspiration from European and Asian mythologies and combined them together to create new cultures that still feel fresh whilst simultaneously sort of being familiar and relatable. Take, for example, the Aiel. So the Aiel in the books are basically these desert-dwelling super soldiers. If that's not enough to get you interested in the series, then I'm wasting my time here. The books delve into their customs, how their society works, the things they value, the things they despise, and obviously a TV series can't go into as much detail as, I think it's something like 4.4 million words. But even if the show manages to capture just 10% of the cultural detail that the books have, then the world of the show is going to feel so lived in, people are going to become so invested in it, and want to spend all their time in Randland, which is what it's called, because the main character is called Randland. Kind of wish Robert Jordan had actually given a name for it, because Randland, it's a bit weird. So number 3, the characters and the cast. So the Wheel of Time has some of the best characters in any fantasy series, in any series. It's got some of the best characters ever. A lot of them initially tend to fall into the standard fantasy tropes. You've got your farm boy / prophesized messiah who is guided on a quest by an all-knowing wizardy figure. In the Wheel of Time's case, it's a female version of Gandalf called Moraine, equally adept at throwing shade as she is fireballs. What's great about the characters in the books is how they interact with each other and how they grow and change, and those interactions and their relationships change, and it just keeps everything so exciting and fresh throughout the series. You're always waiting to see two characters meet again after having all this stuff happen to them. You just know that that's changed that person and that's changed that person, and then when they come back together, there's going to be that initial friendly, oh, I grew up with you, but now you're a conquering warlord and I'm head of this magic society. And to see how that changes, how they interact, is really, really interesting and fascinating, and I can't wait to see it happen on screen, portrayed by what is looking to be a very promising cast. Most of the main characters are made up so far of pretty fresh-faced, unknown actors, ready to become household names, and consequently be associated with these roles for the rest of their lives. So, no pressure, guys. Probably the biggest name currently attached to the series is Rosamund Pike, who's playing Moraine. Perfect casting, as far as I'm concerned. Other names include Michael McElhatton, which, after a Google search, you might recognise as Roose Bolton from Game of Thrones. He's playing Tam Alfor, the main character Rand's father. All I can say is I hope he does a better job of bringing up this son than he did the last one. And if you're not a hero person, don't worry, because there are plenty of brilliant baddies in the Wheel of Time as well. You've got the evil, omniscient Dark One, who is just trying to destroy the world, basically. If you're looking for more nuanced, complex baddies, there's also the Forsaken, who are a group of magic users who serve the Dark One and have more misguided motivations than Thanos. They are probably one of the best things about the Wheel of Time, and how they all compete against each other to be in the Dark One's favour. It's a really interesting dynamic, and it's going to translate really well to screen. They haven't actually announced a lot of the cast for the Forsaken, because a lot of them don't turn up till the later books. When names drop for those, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be exciting. Number four. So let's take a quick look at the guy behind the scenes, running the show, the showrunner, Rafe Judkins. You'll be forgiven for not immediately recognising the name unless you were really attentive fans of Chuck and Hemlock Grove and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Wheel of Time is definitely the biggest project he's ever undertaken in terms of television. And although that might scare a lot of the hardcore fans out there, if you're looking for any kind of reassurance, head to his Twitter profile, because the tweets, the constant updates on the scripts and locations and casting news, just look at his copy of the books. This is not a man who has only read them once and is looking for an opportunity to make his name. This is a man who has landed his dream job and is developing the series that he's been thinking about developing probably all his life. There is clearly a lot of love and care going into this show, and at the end of the day, what more can you ask for? Are you convinced yet? If not, here's number 5. The Battle of DUMAI'S Wells. The Battle of DUMAI'S Wells is just a scene from the books that I'm going to use as an example to showcase the type of epic scenes you can expect from the Wheel of Time. So if you're going into the TV series wanting to see huge epic battles, good news. There's fight scenes that'll make the Battle of the Bastards look like a microwave. Do you think those battles could benefit from literal earth-shattering, fireball-throwing, body-mangling magic? It's good news. Do you want talking animal companions that fight alongside your favourite heroes? Well, it's good news. And I know what you're thinking. Surely all this action is just rendered senseless unless it has massive consequences on the overall story and acts as a catalyst for character development. Don't worry, it's good news. In short, the Wheel of Time books are, in my opinion, the peak of fantasy storytelling. And to say the TV show is perfectly primed, get it, because it's coming out on Amazon Prime, to be the next Game of Thrones is grossly underselling it. So get excited. Get excited for the Wheel of Time. If you're too excited to wait till 2021 for the series, there's the books. If you don't like books, I'm pretty sure there's a graphic novel of the first book. That's pretty cool too. So yeah, those are 5 reasons why you should be fucking thrilled for the Wheel of Time. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, more nerdy fantasy talk. No, but seriously, if you do, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Like, especially comment, because it took me a long time to convince the team to even let me make this video. Hence why I'm here on my own. So yeah, if you guys all jump on board and say you want more, then maybe I'll have someone here to talk with me about the next one. Be sure to check out more Thread reviews on our YouTube channel, on our website, thread.com. See you guys soon. The world of the Wheel of Time is great. It's so good. It's so detailed. It's so full of awesomeness. It's honestly, it's brilliant. I'm going a bit mad here. I think I've got enough footage now. So I'm going to go and hang out with some people.